The mic here, that will pick up the sound of your guitar, but since there's so much extraneous noise right now, it's not going to be very efficient. So I'm going to use a clip-on type tuner, and I'll show you what that looks like. Let's put that away. And they basically work the same way, except you have to be in a quiet environment to use that. So a clip-on tuner.
So at home you can use that one.
This clip-on tuner is going to clip on up at the top of the guitar at the headstock. So I'm going to clip it on there up at the top there, so I can, let's see, oops, move this around a little bit. Okay, so you're going to clip it up here, and the clip-on tuner will pick up the vibration in the neck.
That's
and
cool.
Yeah, and it'll register that vibration on the meter here. So this one, they all have an on or off switch. This one you just press the corner. And when you do that, it's on, and you notice it has kind of a virtual needle. Do you see the virtual needle? It's responding already just because I'm touching it or whatever. And then you'll see down at the bottom it says A. You see the A down there?
Yeah.
And then it says 440 next to it. Anytime you use a tuner, the A has to be tuned to 440 cycles. So you got to make sure that that's, that way. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tune the first string. So these are the strings of the guitar. The bottom one, physically, is the skinniest string. You see how thin it is? And the top one is the thickest one. Notice that two of the strings are kind of silver colored.
Yeah,
and if you rub your fingers on it, that you don't really feel any kind of anything. It just kind of slides.
Yeah.
But if you touch the other ones that way,
Like
if you rub your fingers, you get kind of a saw sound when you're sawing. Hear it? It's because these strings are wound. They have a plain core, so they call these strings the strings 1 and 2 from the bottom up. That's string 1 and that's 2. From the bottom up, these are plain strings. So if you break a string or anything, you need to know the gauge of the strings, and you need to know whether they're wound strings or plain strings. Okay? Because it's usually a good idea to call the store to make sure they have the string. Otherwise it's wasted effort. Okay? So I'm going to tune string number 1 now. I'm going to pluck with my index finger into the adjacent string, and I want the note name, which is over here on the tuner, to be E. So right now the note is too low, so I've got to turn the tuning button until it goes green. And you notice it's right on the green right there, and that's an E. Okay, and then I'm going to stop it, and I'm going to let it go back to nothing, or whatever. Hopefully it'll go to nothing. There we go, because it takes a while. It's a little computer, so it has to process.
Right.
And I'm going to go to string number 2 now, and that should be a B. I'm turning the tuning button.
There it goes to B.
And there it is at B. And notice when I'm turning very slowly and carefully. I'm not radically turning. It's just barely. Just a little bit. Just a light. Okay, now the next string is going to be G. That's a little flat too, or low. So let's try that again. G. And then it's at G now, okay? Okay, so I'm going to go back to string number 1, and then 2, and then 3, and check them. Because your guitar has a little metal bar in it. Let me show you this. It's right in here. And that's called a truss rod. It's a bar that goes the full length of the neck. And as you, in order to stabilize the neck, they have this bar in there. That's like a big long screw, basically, right? And they adjust it to stabilize the neck, and also, so when you have tension on it, it's like a bow and arrow, right? If you pull on a bow, it's going to make it bow like that. So we call that bow in the neck, and so it's concave. That means it's like that, like scooped out. Okay. When it reverse bows, it's convex, so it's like a little mountain, or we call it a ski jump. And and it usually reverse bows at about the 12th fret, so that's where you start to have problems. Okay, anyways, you don't want your neck to be bowed, and you don't want it to be reverse bowed. You want it to be perfectly straight. So that's what that.
So you go back after you do them,
and you're going to go back to string number 2. I just checked string 1; it was good. And then 2, and then 3. That's good. Now I'm going to go to string number 4, and that's going to be a D. That's 2 flat. And then I'm going to go to string number 5, and that's going to be an A. There we go, that's our A. And now I'm going to go to string number 6, and that's supposed to be an E, and that's way low too.
There.
I always go low below the pitch and then back up to it. Okay, so now I'm going to go back again and tune all the strings. So string number 1, which is indicated by a circled number 1 on paper, is an E. String number 2, which is indicated by a circled number 2 on paper, is B. String number 3, which is indicated by a circled 3 on paper, is a G, tuned to a G. String number 4, which is indicated by a circled number 4 on paper, is a D. You'd be surprised how quick people forget all this stuff. And then string number 5, which is indicated by a circled number 5, is tuned to A. And then string number 6, which is indicated by a circled number 6, is tuned to E. Okay? No, it doesn't go in that order, unfortunately. It doesn't. Okay, so that's just the primary thing, you know, the parts of the guitar and how you tune it, preferably with clip-on type tuner. Doesn't matter what kind you buy, whatever, but it's
and how
best.
much do those usually run?
They're, you know, they're any. It depends on where you buy them too. You know, when we have them here, I think we have them here. They're probably like, you know, $20 or $18 or something.
We'll try to get one today if we have them here.
But you have to make sure you turn them off when you're done with them because they'll eat batteries really
Do you hear
fast.
that, Brooke?
Yes.
Okay,
Just checking.
so yeah, so that's it. Okay, so now here's what we're going to learn how to do today. You've got to toughen up the tips of your fingers on your left hand. I'm assuming you're right-handed.
Yes, I
I
am.
think I talked to your mom and she said you're right-handed. So you've got to toughen up the very tips of your fingers on your left hand, okay?
So how do you do that?
I'm going to show you that right now. That's what we're going to do. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to take our thumb and we're going to pretend we're holding something in our hand, like a handlebar of a bike. And our thumb is going to be extended like that, of our right hand, not our left hand. Yeah. And then what we're going to do, when we put the guitar down, we're going to put it down so that between the upper bout and the lower bout, there's a little curve here, and that curve is going to that guitar is going to rest on your leg there, like that. Okay. And then you're going to kind of tilt it towards you like that, so that when you look down at the guitar, you just see the 6th string. Okay, so you're going to see, you might have to make your head go like this to see the other strings at first, okay? And the neck is not supposed to be pointing down at the floor, it's supposed to be more up like this. So tilt it slightly up. When your arm comes down on it, you're going to extend your arm like it's a teeter-totter, okay? This part of your guitar, the lower bout, the highest part of the curve, the lower bout, is going to be like a fulcrum. You know what a fulcrum is? It's a little triangle type things, and you know, you could put a teeter-totter on it and it does that, okay? So it's going to be balancing the arm like this, and this is what we call the setup. The guitar is here, pushed into your body, neck slightly up, arm here, and your hand is going to go over the sound hole, and then you make that little fist that I showed you, or you're pretending you're holding the handlebars of a bike with a brake, you know, and you're going to bring your thumb down to the 1st string. So when your thumb's up here, you can feel the strings. You can count 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And so you've got to get used to that. So let's do that first, okay? Here we go. We'll kind of probably have to tune it again, because it'll go out. There we go. And then kind of the neck up a little bit. And then you're holding a handlebar, and then you've got your arm, this is like on a fulcrum here. And there we go. And go 6, and then go 5, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. So you see, you have to count backwards. The counting is backwards. Okay. So it music makes you do a lot of weird things with numbers. Okay. Okay. That was and letters. Yeah. So that's perfect. Let's do that again. And count out loud as you do it. 6,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
There we go. Okay, now this time
You
I'm going to show you,
honey. You don't have to nut.
and I'm going to show you. Yeah, right now you can look, but this time I'm going to show you another technique. This is more exacting. Okay, so let me see your guitar and I'll show it to you. Okay, So I'm going to kind of lift this up so you can kind of focus in on my hand here. Okay, when I pluck across, I'm going to let my thumb rest on the adjacent string. So I'm going to go like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then when I pluck the last one, I'm going to have my thumb make a circle like that. Okay, so that's a technique. This is called free stroking. This is called rest stroking. So when I do a rest stroke, this is an example of rest stroking. So you can do rest strokes with the other fingers too. So notice I'm not touching anything there.
Yeah.
It's just kind of going up into my hand. This is an example of rest stroking.
He's gonna be used to it, Brookie.
Okay, so that is rest stroking. So did you see how my thumb was going against the strings? Let me do it again because it goes by pretty fast. So. Okay.
Okay.
So did you see that?
Yep.
Now,
Okay, so
can
you
you
can
show it
see-
again with just the
Thumb?
thumb?
So
because
once
that's what
again,
she
I'm going to go
needs
sideways so you can kind of see it. Can you see it there?
Yeah.
So
Brookie,
here's
come
the
over here so you can see
rest
too.
stroke. Well, I think she's got it,
Yeah.
but this will be for the video. So here's the rest stroke. Notice it's like I'm holding a handlebar in my hand or something, or something in my hand, like I can grab something like this, and like that. You see? So as a matter of fact, I'll just hold this and do it. So when I pluck, I'm going to pluck into the adjacent string. So I play some notes. I do free stroke, I make a circle like that. You see, I'm making a circular motion.
Right, just- Brookie, you got it.
You see it?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
You got it, Brookie?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, so there we go. So let me have you play just the open strings. Of course, you're not going to play all the notes all over the neck like that, but got to start somewhere, right? Okay, so make sure you make a little fist in your hand, like you're
A little
pretend like
fist.
you're holding something. There we go. That's it. And then count 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can kind of sing the note while you
Exactly.
do it. That would be really good for you to do that as well if you can.
We'll all
So we
sing
call
with you.
that-
Aunt Marianne and I will sing with you. Don't worry.
We
honey.
call that pitch matching when you do that. So when she just did da 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 da, that's what musicians have to learn how to do. They have to learn how to pitch match.
Yes.
So a good place to start is just when you're holding notes. That's great to do it that way.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I think you got it. So let's try it again.
Okay.
And then I'm going to show you how to hold a note down so you can practice and toughen up. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's where your thumb has to kind of go around like a circle. Yeah.
Circle around.
So it's a little oval kind of thing, like it's this kind of movement. So like that, okay, just so that
You have to
it's like
practice that.
you got to practice quite a bit. It's like the Karate Kid, wax on, wax off.
Yeah. And maybe if it's uncomfortable, maybe like how he had something in his hand, maybe you can put
A little
something in
marker
there.
is what I usually suggest. As a matter of fact, one of my little teaching tools is a box of goodies here. I'll take this little marker, and you see how it's got a little cap. And if you just grab the marker like that and put your finger on your thumb on the cap like that, that's about what your hand's supposed to be like. So it's kind of like that. You see that?
Okay.
So if you have a marker like that, you could just.
Yeah.
Some kids like the motorcycle.
Okay.
Okay. So that's the first thing. Okay. Now, the next thing we're going to do. Let me see your guitar again. And thank you. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to learn how to put our finger down on a string against the fret. So the little metal bar is a fret. Okay. So what we're going to do is we want to pretend we're holding a ball in our hand like this. Our left hand, because that was the right hand we're working on. So now we're working on a different hand. So we're kind of holding a ball in our hand. And now what we're going to do is we're going to make like a C with our fingers like that. So I always say it's a happy C. Okay, so like that. Okay, and that's how we push down on the string. So I'm holding the ball, and then I'm going to make that happy C, and I'm going to transfer this shape to the neck like this. So when I put my thumb down, I want my thumb, the pad of my thumb, which is this part of my thumb, not this part, that's the tip.
Okay.
Okay, I want the pad of the thumb to touch about in the middle of the neck like that. And then here's my happy C, kind of like this. You see that? And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my first finger down right behind the fret. So it's about right there. So maybe take a close-up of that. And that's what your hand should look like. So here's my little rest stroke thing, and I'm going to try to play 4 notes like that. Like that. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm going to put my hand over the sound hole and release my finger like that. So that's when we do that, we're resting. So let's go ahead and try that, okay? So there's a couple of little things that you want to practice there. So you make that happy C thing.
Happy C.
Okay, so
Yeah.
happy C.
Yeah, and then transfer it so your thumb's like right in the back of about right here. And then curl your fingers further and push down right there with the tip of your finger.
Okay.
And then bring your right hand over here and make that round oval thing. Okay, you got to push down really hard at first. It's going to feel hard to push down because it's really, it's going to cut it.
Hard here.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's hard.
That's why you need
Go ahead
those
and try it.
callous thumbs and fingers.
Yeah, so, yeah. You're getting close. Try it again.
It's okay.
Push down real hard. Okay. Keep trying. There we go. That's it. Okay, you hear the note when it holds, we call that sustained note. When it holds a note like that, that's when it's correct. Okay?
Okay.
So if it's not holding, if it's not sustaining, it's not correct, and you have to keep trying it. But you can't do it with the same finger every time because it's going to hurt. Okay? So this is one of the cons of learning how to play the guitar. You have to keep your left-hand fingernails very short. So notice how short my fingernails are. You see? You have to take good care of your fingernails, clean them and cut them short, so they're very short. And B, you have to push down hard with the tips of your fingers, and it's going to put little blisters, like water blisters, on the tips of your fingers until they break, and then you take a shower, and then they're going to kind of eventually build up calluses. So it's going to be almost like the bottom of your feet, It's kind of callousy there on the tips of your fingers.
Does that sound exciting, Brooke?
Okay.
No.
Yes, you're
Okay.
excited about playing.
Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to move on to the second finger. So let's put our guitar in playing position.
I just
Again.
want to
Mhm.
get that.
And remember that your hand is going to go down to string number 1 again. You kind of count like 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and now you're on 1. So you can feel, and you got to kind of learn that feel, okay? Because otherwise you're constantly looking over and you can't. It's too hard to learn how to
You
read
could
music.
kind of feel like the thickness.
Yeah, it's like climbing down a ladder. The
Yeah.
strings become like a rung of a ladder. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to make that happy C again, but this time It's going to be like, you know, those meditation mudras thing, you know. So it's going to go like this,
Okay.
right? So we're going to keep that C like this instead.
So.
Okay, so, and we're also going to get our finger at the 2nd fret. So we want it about right there. We want it right behind the fret, and go ahead and try to play the note to see what comes out. That
pretty
is
good.
really good. See,
Okay.
I think you got it. Sometimes it takes just a second for things to sink in, as they say, your neuro connections. Okay, that's great. Now we're going to move to our 3rd finger and the 3rd fret. So notice the 1st finger went with the 1st fret, the 2nd finger went with the 2nd fret, the 3rd finger is going to go with the 3rd fret. Go ahead and play that one now. That's good. And now we're going to finally do our pinky, and that's going to be the 4th
It's gonna be
fret.
the weakest finger.
It is the weakest finger, but you got it. That's good. Okay, so what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to practice all that stuff I just
Okay.
gave you. You have a video, so that's going to be kind of cool. You can go back and
We'll
look at
download it on YouTube and you can watch it on the big TV.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't think so.
they ask that you don't put things on YouTube,
Oh.
but that's okay. That's, you know, as long as
Oh,
you
we
make
don't
it.
have to.
Yeah, it's
I was
okay.
gonna make it private and just.
Yeah,
so
if
she
you
can
make it
watch
private, it's fine. Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine.
Thank
Okay,
you.
so yeah, that's just the store's policy.
Okay, I was
Okay.
just gonna make it so she could watch it big on TV.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so you got it? So that's your first lesson. Okay, so there's really quite a bit there.
Yeah.
You get to study all the parts of the guitar. You can kind of watch it on TV and get all the parts of the guitar down. And then
Practice how to hold
when your
it.
fingers hurt, you can study the stuff on the guitar. And when your fingers don't hurt, which hopefully they will hurt because you're going to get
And
better
how
that
much
way.
time should she practice?
You can only practice as much as your fingers will allow you to practice at first.
Okay.
I can't tell you how much time because it depends on what her pain threshold is.
Right.
To tell you the truth. I mean, I hate to put it that way. But
No,
that's the
no,
truth.
that's okay. But
Yeah, it's just a matter of how much discomfort you can stand. Some kids say it feels really nervy and they're very uncomfortable after just a couple minutes. They're like, "Ow, my hand hurts. I can't do it." But other kids, you know, they think it feels weird and they think it's funny or something. And it depends on how you deal with that. Everybody's
Okay.
different.
So,
Okay.
first lesson's over.
That's it.
I
So
was
you
trying
can
to get it
bag
on
your-
tape how much you were supposed to practice, but I can't do that.
Yeah. Okay. I can say it again if you want.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
I already got it.
You got it. Okay.